Nothing is easy for these Dolphins. Tua comes back. First drive of the game. Looks like Tua and the Dolphins of last year. Score a touchdown. Raheem Mostert gets in the end zone. You say, finally, we're going to start rolling. You get up 10-0 at the end of the first. You scored as many points in one quarter than you did all last game. You seem to be pretty solid. You seem to be pretty good. Then all of a sudden, Tua mishandles a snap and there's a safety. Okay, we're fine. We're still up by 8 points. Well, they come down and score. And then miraculously, we stop them on their 2-point conversion. Okay, we'll be fine. We'll be good. Not so simple. Some bad clock management, it seemed like, at the end for the game for the Dolphins. Now we are holding our collective breaths with 35 seconds left. The Dolphins lead the Cardinals 27-25, and the Cardinals are very much in field goal position with the ball, 2nd and 7. They've got Kyler Murray. Unless Kyler Murray makes an absolute boneheaded play, they're going to get a chance to kick a field goal and win this game, a game that they really, I wouldn't say have a lot of business even being in, much less having a chance to win. But the Dolphins just kept letting them hang around. That safety, a couple things had to go their way too. Looked like on a 3rd down, Marvin Harrison Jr. was called incomplete. It was a catch. They go down, drive, score. Dolphins kind of mishandle some things. Time-wise, they could have been burning a lot of clock. It doesn't really seem to matter now. They do not convert. They have to punt. And Arizona, Cam Smith has been getting cooked today too, by the way. So for everyone that was hoping, Cam Smith, he was a 2nd-round draft pick a couple of years ago, didn't play last year because Vic Fangio didn't like him. He's been hurt this year. Maybe he's going to be a really staunch person in the secondary. I'm not going to say he can't be that, but Marvin Harrison Jr. and, of course, Kyler Murray have just absolutely cooked him today. And now they're lining up for a field goal. They have 5 seconds left. They're going to call a timeout, and they're going to kick this field goal. I'm Dan Day, by the way. I don't want to say thank you for joining me because we're kind of going through it. Robert Grieper is with me. Grieper, what is your confidence level on this pretty short field goal that Arizona is about to kick, that it will go in?
The Dolphins' chances right now are slim and none, and Slim has left the building.
Okay, my Game Day Uncensored, because remember, we don't hold anything back. Honestly, I think he's going to make it. The fan in me says, come on.
The guy made a 56-yarder earlier.
Yeah, that one really hurt me too. 57-yard field goal to make it 13-10. Here we go. 34-yard attempt. It is off the left hash. This is to win the game. 25-27, Dolphins lead by 2. The kick is up. And you already know. Yep, we were right. Arizona comes in and defeats the Miami Dolphins 28-27 with a last-second field goal.
Game blouses.
Dolphins outplayed them pretty much the whole game. Absolutely demoralizing loss right there. And the offense looked good. Tua looked good. The defense let us down a little bit today. It's been so good lately. Tua did not handle the ball very well today. He was a little rusty when it comes to that, but I thought overall he looked like he was in midseason form. But he went for that bomb early in the game, didn't have ball security. It got knocked out. We got it back. No worries. He had that fumble on the snap. He landed on it. No worries. He mishandled. Was it the best snap from Aaron Brewer? No. But should it have been handled by Tua? Absolutely. I'm not going to let Tua slide on this one. 100% Tua should have handled that. It goes in the back of the end zone. It is a safety. It gave them life. From that point on, it was downhill from there. We want to hear from you. 305-567-0560. We do not shy away from your phone calls. We do not shy away from criticism. We do not shy away from anything. I'm not so mad. I thought I was going to be more angry that the Dolphins just let it slip through their fingers. But no, I'm more just, did that really just happen? Tua came back. He looked good. Oh, yeah, by the way, I also want to ask these 2 quick questions, and then we'll get to your phone calls. 305-567-0560. Number 1, for those that say an all-pro quarterback doesn't matter, it's all about a system. No, you saw the difference between what it's like to have Tua, what it's not like to have Tua. And I was going to say, with a win, for the people that said punt on the season for the past couple of weeks, are you still saying punt on the season, or maybe a little premature? Today's loss, though. Whew. Today's loss was nice. It felt better because we scored more points, but in the end, we still didn't win.
How are you feeling going into Buffalo?
You get Buffalo next week at 1, team that's owned you. So, yeah, we're going to try to flip the script on that one. Man. Look, I was all ready to come on and say a little premature punting on the season, a little premature saying, Tua, don't ever run again. Tua had a big run in the game, by the way, on third down. We had a good third down conversion until it counted at the very end of the game. Coaching, once again, I'll say this, little suspect from Mike McDaniel and those guys. He won a challenge. Congrats. You actually won a challenge. But after that challenge, when they could have tried to bleed the clock a little bit, we saw Tua at one point snap the ball with 30 seconds left on the play clock, and the clock was running. And then another time with about 10 seconds left on the play clock. 305-567-0560. Let's not play around. 560 WQAM. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Neil, the California Dolphins season ticket holder.
All right, glad to have you on, Neil. What's going on? Talk loudly. You got a lot of background noise.
I'm still in the stadium.
Oh, no. What is the feel right now in the stadium?
Well, I won't be back for the rest of the year. Let's put it that way.
So you took the trip from California. You have season tickets, correct?
Yes.
And you came to this game. I'm just more shocked. I don't even know what happened just now. I thought we won that game.
No, it's bad play calling. And this is what I need. I need general manager Chris Greer to be fired today, because then they can start trading players away with somebody else at the helm. I don't trust that guy. Like, we need to start trading some players to rebuild and get something going. The season's over. We're done.
Yeah, Neil, to back up your point, Cam Smith today, one of his second-round draft picks, looked – I know he hasn't had a lot of experience. He looked really bad. He made Marvin Harrison Jr. look like an all-pro.
Yeah. I mean, I was here in 1999 to see Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison beat us. Now here we are, like the next generation. This is bad.
So, Neil, I want to ask you, punt on the season. Are you at that point yet? Or are you still thinking, hey, look, the offense is starting to come around. We got Tua back.
No.
We look like ourselves. We got our mojo. You're saying, no, we can't even beat the Arizona Cardinals in our place.
No, so we'll end up losing to Buffalo next week. We got the Niners coming in. The season's over. The best we could do is middle of the road. Just punt on the season. Let's hope we get some draft choices. Let's build an offensive line, maybe. We got good running backs. We got a decent quarterback. We get good wide receivers. Let's build an offensive line. Let's go and do that. So, Chris Greer, if you're listening, pack your bags and get out of town. Done with you.
Real quick question, Neil. I want to ask you this as obviously a lifelong Dolphins fan, as a fan that flew in from California for this game, a season ticket holder. When you saw Tua fumble that ball out the back of the end zone for the safety, did you start getting that sinking feeling and saying, uh-oh, I've seen this play before?
No. But that wasn't his fault.
I slightly disagree.
Snapped that way over his head.
No, way over his head?
There. That's my end zone. I can see it happening right in front of me where I am right now. That wasn't Tua's fault.
Okay. Happened nonetheless. Well, Neil, safe travels, and I guess we'll see you next year.
I'll be back.
All right. That's Neil in California. Made the trip down for that. Whew. I'm going to have to watch the replay of that Tua, quote unquote safety. It did not look like the greatest snap in the world, but it did also hit him in the hands. That was what I saw. So maybe other people had a better view of it. I don't know. 305-567-0560. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Dan. This is Sean from the Funky Buddha. I met you the other night.
Sean, you still punting on the season now?
Man, if I told you, like I told you 3 weeks ago, if you had punted on the season 3 weeks ago, you wouldn't feel as bad as you feel now.
I'm more just shocked. I'm not even upset or angry. I can't believe that we lost that game.
I really thought the Dolphins were going to take this game. Because I've been a kind of a Tua hater. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been a Tua hater, but I'll tell you something. When he gets back in that, when he's with that team, They are magic, man. But, hey, listen, it's like a tale of two teams. First the defense didn't play good, and then they played bad, and then they played good again. In the offense, they played good at first, and then next thing you know, they wet the bed. So, I don't know what to do. They can't put in a full, complete game.
Man, even after the safety, I still thought we had this game. Even when Jonnu Smith got the big reversal for the third down at midfield, I thought we had the game. Then they started mismanaging the clock, and then all of a sudden we had to punt. Then all of a sudden Arizona got the ball. Then all of a sudden they were kicking a field goal. It's like I blacked out and I just woke up for the field goal. What happened?
What happened to the defense? The defense all of a sudden looked like Swiss cheese. They've been playing great. And then all of a sudden, Arizona went down there with ease, man. And then our offense didn't look too bad. The offense, like the last caller said, I could disagree with him. The offensive line has been playing pretty good.
Yeah, I thought the offensive line was fine today.
So, man, it's just time to let it go and get ready for next year, man.
Two things, Sean. Number one, you have been saying punt on the season every single week on this show. You're starting to sound a little more right. Also, thanks for stopping by Funky Buddha the other night. It was great meeting you.
Dude, let me tell everybody in Miami, Dan Day, people, in case you don't know, that is no stick, that is no put on, that is no act. He is the real deal. He is like that, okay? And he's a real good dude, y'all. Everybody needs to go out to Funky Buddha and pay attention to him.
That's the way it's, Sean. And we'll talk to you next week. We got Buffalo next week, so
Man.
You didn't think it could get nastier? It might get nastier next week.
Cancel Christmas. It's over.
Do we have to play on Thanksgiving against Green Bay? No, I'm kidding, Sean. I'll see you soon, man. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, brother. Take care.
Oh, man, yeah. Sean has called in and said punt on the season. I'm still not ready to punt on the season. The offense looked good today. Tua, that you got to admit, for all those that say it doesn't really matter. Oh, and also maybe a little premature, some people. Now, punt on the season, you think we'd think maybe a little premature on saying that the league has figured out Mike McDaniel's offense. I think Mike McDaniel just needs that Pro Bowl quarterback in there to do it. So I don't think the league has figured out the offense. I just think that it helps to have a Pro Bowl quarterback in there that knows the system, that knows what they're doing. So I'm not punting on the season yet, although I can justify some people saying that, like Sean, good guy. Also, I don't think the league has figured out Mike McDaniel's offense. I think Mike McDaniel just figured out, and we figured out, you need that all-pro quarterback that knows what they're doing. Still taking your calls, 305-567-0560. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Pete in Key Largo.
Pete, give it to me.
Man, listen, we were talking about how good the defense was, and the only reason we gave up 13 points a game is because we allowed 12. And now that we scored 27, we give up 28. The defense is weak as hell, and it was a mirage. It was a mirage. The only reason we didn't give up passing touchdowns because nobody had to pass. They could just run it right in, and here we are.
Kyler Murray had himself a day, by the way. 26 for 36,
God, yeah, 307 yards,
so much, 2 touchdowns. Yeah. But my question about this, and I wrote this down.
So much for that pass defense, right?
Why even blitz him, man? Because he seems like he's even more comfortable when you send pressure and he can kind of just create. I would have just sat back and said, pick your poison, I guess. But, man, yeah, and Marvin Harrison Jr.
I already knew. It would if we score 27, they're going to get 28. If we score 11, they're going to score 12. It's all a mirage.
Man, let me tell you about, first of all, let's talk about getting cooked, by the way. And I'm trying not to pile on too much on Cam Smith and everything like that.
Oh, my God.
He had a rough day.
Why wouldn't you just switch Ramsey over to him? I mean, that was like...
Didn't we have that problem last year?
Yeah, I know.
So Trey McBride.
What am I supposed to say? Like, he wants to move around. Why don't you stop blitzing and let him cover their receivers?
Man, miss Zach Steeler. That would have made a difference. But man, Trey McBride.
I know, man.
Their tight end. I mean, first of all, he's a great tight end, so you can't take anything away. But 9 receptions, 124 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr., who's having kind of a case of the rookies, and they even said that he and Kyler Murray weren't on the same page. Today, 6 receptions, 111 yards, and a touchdown, and some great catches.
The quickest way to get on the same page is to play the Dolphins defense.
Yeah, man. Whew, that defense. I get Jalen Ramsey. Kudos to him. I thought he was all over the place. He did get burnt by Marvin Harrison Jr. for that touchdown, but he was all over the field. I can't really. Calais Campbell, he has a heart the size of his chest, and he's a big guy. But
Calais is playing his ass off, man. I feel bad for him.
He came back for a 17th year for this, so he has to play every down, and he knows he can't. Oh, man, this defense let us down today. Just what do you want? You want no offense and great defense? You want a lot of offense but no defense? Why can't we have a happy medium?
What is it called? Complementary football, right?
Yeah, how
All right,
about
man.
some of that, man? I appreciate that, man. Oh, and now the frustration's starting to kick in. You can probably tell, Grieper. At first, I was just shocked. Now the shock is starting to wear off, and I'm starting to get upset about everything that's going on. And all the people, 305-567-0560. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on here? Calling in. I've had enough of this team. The defense. What is going on? Who's in charge of spying and tackling Kyler Murray? I mean, at some point, it gets to it's ridiculous. I don't understand. When we try and blitz him, he escapes the pocket. Chop Robinson, how many tackles is he gonna miss?
Chop Robinson was close.
Marvin Harrison.
I think you're going to have to get used to Chop Robinson getting close, but no cigar. And that was kind of his MO coming out of Penn State, and it seems to be his MO now. He'd get close, but he's not going to bring it home.
I understand this. Chop, I understand he's raw, but there has to be other people. There has to be other ones. And Marvin Harrison is going all over us, the number one paid corner in the league. It's ridiculous. I don't understand. Javon Holland entered the game early, and then look who goes in. Was it Elijah Campbell? Was it Siren? I couldn't quite see.
Yeah, I think it was Elijah Campbell I saw out there.
Yeah. I mean, we just got to adjust at halftime at some point. I mean, it just gets to the point where it's so infuriating rooting for this team.
I understand what you're saying. That was the thing last year. Vic Fangio. Why is Cater Kahu getting cooked by Stephon Diggs? Why don't they send Xavier Howard over there? Well, then today, why is Cam Smith all over Marvin Harrison? Why don't we switch Jalen Ramsey over there? Why are we not doing that? Is it because, and you know what, if you're saying, well, it's their scheme, well, then they're out scheming us. Then they're out coaching us. 305-567-0560. Let's go back to the phone lines. 560 WQAM. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Bill. I'm calling from the Caribbean.
Bill, what's going on, man?
Big Dolphin fan since 1972. I agree with you. I'm not giving up on this team. The offense looked great.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got the running game going. The defense let everybody down today. And I don't remember if you remember the Giants winning the Super Bowl. They were 2-6, I think, and came back and went to the playoffs. So, let's not be negative.
Yeah, let me tell you, I do want to talk about positives. I love the way, and I'm so proud of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, the way they block. They are really committed to blocking. And you can tell since, Tua was out and they knew the running game was important. Some of their blocks are just unbelievable. So it's got to give you hope. The offense is coming around.
It's got to give you hope. It's got to give you hope. And this team, I believe this team is going to win some more games. And I'm still positive.
Yeah, no, look, the offense is coming back around. You got Tua. They seem like they know what they're doing. We know what the defense is capable of. It's just hard times, man. And, it's not how you begin. It's how you finish. I didn't think the Cardinals had it in them to score 28 points today, but they found a way. And that safety, that safety is going to haunt me, man. That safety really haunts me.
That safety also, by the way, that was Tua's fault.
I thought, thank you.
Dropped the ball.
Thank you.
That ball did not go over his head. One last thing.
Yeah, go please.
I'm so tired of listening to Hollywood every morning on the Joe Rosso. He gave up on this team 3 games ago. This guy, I don't think he's a Dolphin. I don't think he likes the Dolphins.
I'm not giving up on this team yet. Now, 2-5 is bleak, and losing to who we've lost to, the Cardinals, the Colts, the likes of that, not pretty. But once again, let's look at the positive. The offense seems to be moving in the right direction with Tua. Tua looks like he is that guy. If you didn't believe it before, you believe it now. And defense, we know what they're capable of. Kyler Murray's tough. Look, and if you're saying you got to scheme up better against that, it's easy to scheme up against somebody, but when you get out there, it's really, really hard to stop a guy like Kyler Murray, who, by the way, hadn't been sacked in 3 games now because he's just that elusive and escapable. So let's not get crazy and say, why do we have a better game plan? Because you can game plan for anything. That's what they always say. You can game plan for Michael Jordan, but it's one thing about game planning for it. It's another about playing them. So, yeah, I get you. Let's go. Let's get this win against Buffalo. Buffalo is going to be the week we turn it around. That's what I'm saying. Staying positive, taking your calls. I'm not totally positive, though, right now. So we've gotten 1 vote that says it wasn't Tua's fault. We got 1 person that says it was Tua's fault on that.
And here's another one that says It was Tua's fault.
Oh, we got some more people coming. So we want to hear from you. 305-567-0560. Not just was it or was it not Tua? When I say his fault, should he have mishandled it? Was he mishandled or was the snap too bad? I think it was a little bit of both. I think Aaron Brewer could have done a little better job. I think Tua could have done a better job.
And knowing Tua, I'll bet money that he's at the podium saying right now it was his fault, because he takes up ownership for everything that goes wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's the type of person he is that he owns up. He doesn't blame other players on the team. He takes ownership for a loss.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's exactly what he's doing right now.
That offense looked so good, too. It felt good. It felt cathartic, like it was a relief. We're finally scoring, and we're looking better. And Mike McDaniel's play calling is dynamic again because he has a quarterback that understands the system and can do things. And then what happened? What happened at the end of the game?
Well, the thing is, as Al Davis said, just win, baby. You don't win on style points. You win on wins.
We convert on the fourth down. We convert on the third down. We challenge it, and Jonnu Smith gets the first down. And you think, okay, let's just kill their will. We're snapping the ball early into the play clock, early before the clock can run down. Not just the play clock, but the game clock is running at the same time. And then we just it reminded me of Tennessee a little bit last year, the Titans game. We just kind of forgot our identity and forgot who we were. And then we punted, and you knew Kyler Murray's got some magic in him. He's done it before. And then the defense just, it wasn't just through the air. It was on the ground. It was a full-pronged attack. And you knew Arizona, and then, of course, Kyler Murray ran for the first down, and we already used up almost 2 of our 3 timeouts. And you knew at that point they were gunning for that field goal, and they wanted to walk off. That wasn't an upsetting loss. That was just, it startled me. I'm still startled. Arizona's 4-4 in the season too, by the way. Tua Tagovailoa had a good day, 28 for 38, 234 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, but he mishandled the ball a couple times. And the first 2 times it didn't cost us. Third time, though, goes on. Well, whether you believe it or not, and let us know, 305-567-0560. That safety, I thought, let Arizona so much back into the game. They seemed rudderless at that point. And after that, it was just kind of a slow slipping away.